Hey guys, this is Nina Perez, and this is Straight Talk, No Sugar Added. This show is created to discuss life topics and hopefully challenge and transform your thinking. Hey guys, this is Nina Perez, and this is Straight Talk, No Sugar Added. Thank you so much for watching. This show is created to discuss life topics and hopefully challenge and transform your thinking. So today we have an amazing guy here. I love him. I love him. His name is Chris Jackson, and he is a certified performance mindset coach specializing in self-leadership. Chris and his wife, Elena, they own Coaching and Counseling in Connecticut, a hybrid practice that serves overwhelmed high achievers who work in demanding work environments, such as found in tech, finance, and business industries, as well as within the military, police force, and medical field. That is a lot to say. So, because he is like,
I'm stressed out.
he's like doing everything. Okay. So today, Chris is here speaking to those who are contemplating a new direction for 2021. Now, we know 2020 was like, what is this? But we are here for 2021. So, Chris, I wanted you to just come on and introduce yourself, and then we're going to get right into the nitty gritty of it.
Gotcha. Thanks so much for that awesome introduction, regardless if you read it or not. But you did say I'm an awesome person. I don't know if you said you love me, but I love you. So
I love you. I love you. For sure.
Thank you so much for having me come on. What's up, everybody? How you doing? My name is Chris. I go by the name of Coach Chris to my clients, and on my social media and things like that. So basically, like Nina says, my wife and I, we own a hybrid coaching practice. And what we love to do is help individuals get put on the right path, and then dump the weight that is mentally on them, physically on them, and emotionally on them, so they can show up every day like the leader that they know they want to be, and most likely the leader that they're looking for. So that is like what we love to do. That's our sweet spot. We love working with visionaries with heart-centered vibes, I guess you would call it.
Mhm.
Yeah, that blue-collared heart with that white-collared mind that know that they can do whatever they set their mind out to do, but something is holding them back. So that's what we like to uncover for our clients, so that they can actually do what they were, assigned to do here while living. So that's our deal.
Yeah. That's a great, great goal. And it must be a great mission for you in life as well, right? Because you're actually working with people and then watching them go through the aha moments of their lives, right? That must be just the best feeling,
That is an amazing feeling. And sometimes I pinch myself because I can't believe I get paid to do that.
Right. Right. Like, because you love your job. And that's the thing. Like, when you love your job, you're good at it, Chris. And that's one thing, I've had you on the show before, not just this platform, but also on Memoirs of a Fat Girl, just talking about self-sabotage and things. And you've really like enlightened me to a lot of things. And that was like one of my highest watched episodes on my program, because I think, like you said, you kind of just deal with like something is stopping you. What is it?
Yeah. I mean, the main thing is people are wired to feel safe, and our brains want us to take the path of least resistance. So
right.
the easiest way to get it done, stay safe. Everything is smooth sailing until we feel like something is gnawing at us, at our gut, saying, hey, there's something that I want you to do. Let's go do it. And it's like, whoa, hold on. That's too scary. I don't know if I have what it takes.
Right.
And a whole bunch of things. So that's
why a coach is necessary. I really do believe that. I tell a lot of people that, actually. I think it's, your career path and what you do is a necessary thing, for a lot of people. So I wanted to talk about 2021. Let's leave 2020. Let's leave 2020.
Started off pretty good, right?
2020 was something else, I'm telling you. But 2021 is here.
Yeah.
right? Tomorrow always comes, right?
Mm.
So we are here. It is 2021. You know, I reached out to you ASAP. I was like,
Yeah.
2021 is almost here. What's up,
Yeah, yeah,
Chris?
yeah.
You know,
I know.
Chris also, when you follow Chris, is Chris Jackson, and I will put all of his information at the end of this. He does a coffee with Chris in the mornings, and that has been inspirational for me. I watch it every time it comes on. It pops up on my Facebook, and I'm like, oh, he's on. You know, and I sit there and I watch it because it's very inspirational. So I encourage all of you who are watching this to please go and find him and make sure that you watch that. So Chris, really quick, what's your Facebook?
Yeah, Facebook will be Christopher Michael Jackson.
Yeah. So
Super
I'm going to make
simple.
sure I put that right here on the screen for you so that you go ahead and follow that. So
Yeah.
let's get into the remix. Let's get
Yeah.
into this. Let's get into this. Exactly. So 2020 2021. I'm sorry, guys. We have too much fun together.
We're not drunk. We're
And
not drunk, and that
his
is
wife
not
is just
marijuana.
as lovely. I love your wife too. She's awesome. She's
you.
so smart, man. I don't know how you guys have conversations. I know she always wins
She
because
crushes
she's
me.
so smart,
She crushes me. I don't even know what I'm saying.
right?
The conversation. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm at a loss.
She's a smart cookie. And if you guys don't know her name is Elena Jackson. You can actually see her on my channel as well. I did a whole segment on her. This woman is a smart cookie. So you have to watch that. Check that out because she was really good. Really
Yeah.
good. Shout out to you, Elena. All right. So let's get into this. So
Yep.
we want to talk about 2021 remixing it, right? What
Yeah.
does that mean? So I know that one of the points you wanted to talk about was how you can encourage people or teach people to how to reinvent themselves in this new year. What does that mean?
Yeah, so reinventing yourself means just an expansion on who you are already. It's
Mhm.
taking a step back and asking yourself, am I on the right path? Not like very precise, like I'm supposed to be in this position at this job within this company or whatever it may be, but
Mhm.
it's taking a step back and really asking yourself, what do you want your life to be about? And are you delivering what you want people to feel when you leave your interaction with them? Meaning this, like something called like KFA. And I learned this from a coach of mine, and it's known for activating. So, you know, like you could be known for a podcaster, you could be known for to be a doctor or a pilot or whatever it may be, right? So those are just like titles, but the person behind the title is what I'm talking about.
Mhm.
And known for activating is what is the feeling you want to leave the people that you interact with in your community, in your home, in your friendship group, whatever, at your job, whatever. What's the feeling you want to leave them when you leave the interaction? What is the energy that they feel? What's the vibe that they
Good.
feel?
That's good.
Do they feel seen, heard? Do they feel energized, like pumped up? Like I know that's what I do for people. Like they feel energized when they talk to me, and I love being able to provide that for people. And knowing that's what I do, then I can put my compass towards that goal. Make people feel energized, even if I feel down in the dumps, because I can take the focus off of me and put it on somebody else, gift them something. Now I'm out of my ego, right? So getting out of our ego to be able to create, then we can recreate what our purpose is. And you can tell if you are on the right direction if you feel lit up, like most days. Right now, you can be tired, you can be drained, exhausted at the end of the day by a good hard day's work, right?
Right.
However, that's a little bit different than being depleted. You know what I mean? And I work with a
Good
lot
point.
of high achievers that are not high performers. Now that's a key distinction right there. High achievement, high performance. Okay. I know a lot of people that can knock off their to-dos, like a pro, like a freaking rock star. You just go, 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 go. Have a nightcap at the end of the night, maybe a pint of ice cream, collapse, get up, repeat, and knock it out the park, right? They're so disconnected from who they are in here because they're so task oriented. They're
And
not
that's a
being.
high achiever you're describing?
That's a high
High
achiever. They're
achiever.
not being, they're doing, right?
Right.
Now, a high performer can perform at a high level like the high achiever, but they do it with grounded power.
I see.
with presence, without the anxiety, without the stress,
Mm,
without using blame, shame, or guilt to get motivated, or procrastination to make them get this jolt of energy to get the thing done at the last minute. You know what I mean? A
yeah.
performer, I don't know, and you correct me if I'm wrong, but have you ever like noticed like a musician, an artist, somebody on stage, a singer, like they just do it with no effort,
Yeah. Yeah.
effortless.
Hmm.
Now, no, they're talented, they're gifted, but they doubled down on their gift and they obsessed over their skill set and perfected it. And they allowed themselves to let go of any outcome of looking foolish, doing the wrong thing, not feeling good
Mm,
enough, all the crap and the heavy weight that they carrying with them from back in the day. It's gone because they are creating versus consuming, creating versus consuming, which is such a higher energy.
that's
And they
true.
just do it with no effort. So it's a high performance vehicle, not a vehicle that just achieve. I took the family to this spot. I took the family to that spot. I drove all the way to Florida and back, all up on
Right.
995, achieving. Performers like, give me getting that Porsche 911. I'm gonna
Right.
get there just as fast, but in style, baby. You
Right.
know what I mean?
Right. Right.
So
Right.
yeah. So we
That's
want to be
good.
able to go from a place of operating in stress and anxiety and overwhelm to grounded power, performance, and flow, ease, and peace. And that is the reinvention on whatever it is that you decide to do.
Right. I
Yeah.
like that. I like the whatever it is too, because I think that most people feel like if they're not like millionaires or if they're not like rich or if they're not like that's not it either. It's like what you said about performance, right? It's like being able to perform at a higher level without all of the stress, no matter what it is, right? I
Right.
also like the
No
point
matter what
that
it
you
is.
made. Yeah. No, I also like the point that you made about how others feel when you leave them. We don't think about that. We're always
Mm.
thinking about what we want, what we think it should be, what how we should feel. But that's a really good point, Chris.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, man, one of my favorite clients of all time, she is a trader on Wall Street, and she found me through my website, and we had a call, just chatting it up, seeing what's up and how I can help if I was the one that could be of service to her.
Right.
And she pretty much was feeling out of control of her life. She was coming undone. Her health was deteriorating for it, and I think she's like 32 years old.
Wow.
Like, she has all the degrees, went to Ivy League school, had the parents both backing her up through school. Father was the pillar in the house, but really strict, hovered over her. And no matter what she did was never good enough for the father. So the father used that as the edge. You can never
Uh,
impress me enough. So she
mhm.
was always trying to impress. So she goes to this like prestigious, I don't even know if you call them firms or whatever, but she was working for this prestigious company, and he was like, super happy. So she made it. Like, I
Right.
made it. What she really did is, I made my dad proud finally.
Right.
What was awesome is her grandfather, his father, was able to nurture her, support her, and guide her in the way that the father wished he could, but he wasn't wired like that. He wasn't wired for feelings. He had his wife for that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Basically, I got my wife to do the feelings,
Right.
right?
Right.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like, I
Right.
make money, you do the feelings, and we'll come together.
Yeah.
But didn't work because she was seeking out a coach. So what happened was,
Mm.
she got into this company, and I don't even know if we're off topic, but I'm psyched about talking about her. But she got into this company, and she was like, how can I assert myself more? I was like, what do you mean by that? Like,
Yeah.
in order for me to be able to get to a level that I want to get to make the money that I want to make, I need to assert myself more with, and we nickname them in our sessions, the good old boys,
Yeah.
right?
Right. Right.
Like the frat boys that like play golf, they drink whiskey, all this stuff together. So it was like this
Ah.
little clique. And she was working in a male dominated company. So I have like a huge soft spot for women that work in male dominated companies that have to release some of their femininity just so they can hang with the big
Yeah.
boys.
Hmm.
Like 3/4 of their closet is like black, gray, and like, it's like, yo, wait, what? You like turned into like a suit. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the one thing that, like, the aha moment for her, to not have to feel like she had to assert herself, and basically not be herself. I was like, let's look at that, what you're known for activating. What are you known for activating in that company? She was like, I'm scared to say it. I'm embarrassed to say it. I'm like, well,
Mm.
what is it? Everybody thinks I'm too nice. I was like, huh. And you hate to say that everybody thinks you're too nice. Why? So we got to the root cause, because it's a weakness. You can't show
Mm.
weakness. And I was like, you can't show weakness at all, or just there? Well, that's a good question. I mean, with my husband, he's so supportive, so I can tell him everything. And that's her, like, rock. That's her saving grace,
Right.
to be able to get through each day. And she's like, well, mainly, I guess, at this job. I was like, because it sounds like your job has, if it was a person, it has a conflict consciousness. So if it left an impression on you, it would be intimidation, pedal to the metal, stress, anxiety. If you have feelings, you're weak, hide that part of yourself, bring your best part, like, shut up, head down, get the job done. I was like, dang, who's that sound like? She was like, my dad. I was like, yeah, right. So we were talking more and more. So I was like, you're known for being kind and you think that's a weakness. I was like, that's your freaking superpower. And you combined it with settling,
Oh,
with
wow.
settling. You went to Ivy League schools. You're dealing with all this crap. It's not even who you are to be a shark, yet you're swimming with the sharks like a freaking narwhal, looking super cute, and nobody thinks you're cute.
Right.
Like, you're a narwhal in a freaking ocean of sharks all fighting for the same food. It's all red, and you're a freaking chilling with rainbows shooting out of your freaking mouth.
Right.
But you're smart as a whip, and the
Right.
CEO knew that, and the CEO was the one that vouched for her. But nobody else can understood how this woman, young woman, was able to have a place at the table in these meetings.
That's
So I
awesome.
said, let's reevaluate your values. Let's get to your top 10 values. We did that with you one
Yeah.
time. Let's get to your top 3 and your top number 1 value. And let's see if they match the values of that company. Come back next week and tell me the values of the company. She came back. She's like, I see them nowhere on the website, not up on the walls. The values are nowhere to
Mm.
be found. I was like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Wow.
So that's
Wow,
that
that
known
must have
for
been an
activating.
aha moment for her too, right? Because that's what that's basically what you're touching on now is like reinventing yourself, right? Like
Yeah.
really finding out what your core values are. And if you're lined up with the values of where you are, that's really good,
Oh,
you
yeah.
know?
Value-based living is what Elena and I call it. We have like a whole like thing for that for our clients. And what is great is she rescued herself, left that company, and despite feeling she was going to let her dad down, we actually worked on having a tough conversation with her father. He was all about her, like, no, don't work there. She was making up these stories in her mind,
Yeah.
taking all that weight from back in the day into this current situation. And she was
Mm.
able to have that tough conversation. What a relief. She goes to another company, becomes the vice president of that freaking company. And for the first 2 weeks, it was onboarding all about the company's values. And the owner of the company personally did every single freaking module. And they did 8 hours a day. She was lit up, she was happy, and she was able
Wow.
to be herself again. So that wasn't a reinvention, that was letting some crap go from back in the day, getting permission to be who she is, just in another environment. And bam, there she goes.
Wow. That's awesome. And I think that that is, it's super important, right? You had mentioned something prior to us getting on about being pandemic proof and
Oh, yeah.
thinking about changes even in your career.
Mm,
And I think that's a really great segue to that, right?
yeah,
Because
right.
being pandemic proof, whatever that means to that person, is important. And I like that if you lined up, like using her as the example, if you're lining up what you believe in and what you are doing, I think you do become pandemic proof,
Yes.
you know?
Yeah, because you're focused, you're directed, you
Right.
feel as if you're doing the right thing.
Right.
And if you believe that there's a calling on your life, some people don't believe there's a calling. Some
Right.
people, like, you make money and you do the vacations, you stay on the weekend with your family, and you do this, that, and the third. You kind of, maybe you work out, feel a little good, something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
And that's what life is about. And then you have other people who really want their life to count. And I really love working with those people,
Yeah.
especially those that were the underdogs that fought to get to where they were,
Yeah.
which is really great. Yeah.
Yeah, those are good stories.
Yeah.
And so you talked about this a little bit, and it's about focusing, right? So how do you refocus? I mean, how do you refocus, and what do you refocus on, right? Because there's a lot. It's either work, relationships.
Yeah.
What do you refocus on?
Whatever is most important.
Okay.
We need to
Okay.
slow everything down, because what got you to your current level of success will not get you to the next level. Something has to
Mm,
switch. Something has to be
that's
tweaked.
good. That's
You know
good.
what I mean? Yeah, something has to
That's
be
good.
tweaked. We just push ourselves into the direction that we think we're supposed to go. And at one point, let's just say we were a brand new car, right?
Mhm.
And let's just say it's like the top of the line car, whatever, for that year, right? You're in that current year, you buy that current car. Bam, new car smelling great. You're feeling awesome, right? You're taking pictures at your car. If you can put it on Facebook, Instagram, whatever you put it on, you might do a TikTok with your daughter or your son,
Right.
something like that. But you just feel like all swagged out. And you're like, in this example, it's like, what if you were the car and you drive? Now, what if, and we all, anybody that drives know what it feels like when your car doesn't have like the proper alignment, right? So it starts to veer to the left or veer to the right, whatever that looks like in your screen. It might be backwards, but anyway, you veer to one side
Right.
and you'll ignore it because you got things to do. It's
Right.
like, I'm not bringing the car into the shop. It's not that bad. I'm just going to like hold it a little bit harder on one side. And then you do it. And then
Right.
you keep doing it. And then you keep doing it. And it keeps getting messed up more and more and more until you're like trying to text, coffee, drive. And you're like, I can't do
Mm,
things. I can't
that's a
multitask
good
now
example.
because
Yeah.
this alignment's like this. Now you're white knuckling it. You know what
Right.
I mean? And then you're not being optimal. You're just functioning.
So true.
You're just functioning.
So
So
true.
how do we get back in alignment? How do we get that brand new car smell again?
Mhm.
How do we understand that drive isn't enough? You got to get in the driver's seat of your life and take control of the vehicle instead of the vehicle and everything that made the alignment go wonky, taking
Yeah.
control of you. So it's like, all right, what do we focus on? It's really like up to the person in front of you.
Right.
But what I do know is people at the end of the day or at the end of the life, they want to feel invigorated. They want to feel a sense of vitality and energy, right? They want to feel like they made their life count, that they're
Right.
bringing excellence to their day. They want relationships that are deep, relationships that pop, relationships that matter. They want to be seen, heard, and valued and respected. And ultimately, they want to give that back too. So, with all these things that people, I believe, generally want to feel like great, how do we get there? How are they getting in their own way? Is it in the relationship that they're trying to
Mhm.
escape from and then bury themselves into work? Maybe it's not the work, maybe it's the relationship, because what they're looking for is joy and love, or
Right.
to be seen or heard, or maybe they're looking for intimacy. Um, are they working in a soul sucking career and they're too
Mm.
scared to do their own thing and they have an entrepreneurial spirit that they buried because their idea got rejected and it hurt them so bad they buried it more and they only talk about it with their cool friend or a couple of cool friends, or maybe they get drunk enough to talk about it and don't even care what people say, just let it go, right? I love taking people that have like corporate experience, and like have these side passions. I'm like, you
Mhm.
got the goods. We just got to work on your confidence. Like you
Right.
literally got the goods. You got the skill set. You got the experience. You know what it's like to hold meetings and prepare and blah 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 blah. Like the skills are there. Maybe you just got to learn on how to do the thing that you want to do a little better. Maybe you need a specific coach for that thing. Do you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Um,
Mhm. Mhm.
all this stuff. So where do people refocus? Where is going to give them the most bang for their buck, basically? Yeah.
Yeah, and it sounds like, I mean, I think that for something like that, like a refocusing, I think the first step would be to find someone like you, a coach. it's a very difficult thing sometimes when you are in the midst of white knuckling it,
Yeah.
for your example. It's really hard to refocus.
Mm.
Sometimes you just don't feel like you can, or you don't even know that you need to refocus because you're white knuckling it for so long. It is now norm.
Yeah.
It's like a normal state to be that way all
Sure.
the time.
How many people go through their day with like a slight little chronic injury? I got like a shoulder thing, I got like a
Yeah.
neck thing, I got a little hip thing, right?
Right.
And they don't do anything about it because it's not
Right.
like stopping them from making money and making good on their responsibilities. They
Mm.
show up to work or they show up for their families, and then maybe they got a little ache and pain, and they're like, oh, let me get a little massage, maybe I'll start working out. Like that's like that a little annoying thing until it captures your attention, right? Your body's gonna let you know. It's like, hey, it's been 7 years. Now we are going to completely break down, and now you're gonna go get this fixed. That procrastination, man. That procrastination is literally costly. It
Yeah,
costs
yeah, yeah.
money when you procrastinate.
Yeah. And I guess to your point, not only does it cost you mentally, but apparently physically as well, right? Because it starts to affect you in stress and everything else, right?
Stress is one.
So, I mean, you're like touching on some pretty deep topics. I think we're going to have to do a part 2 with you because this is too much. This is too much. It's awesome.
It's
But
all
it is.
connected. Yeah.
It's awesome. So reinventing yourself, refocusing is part of that, right? Because I think that the only way to do this is, like you said, we're gonna have to remix. Everything's gonna have to be a remix here. You know what I'm saying? Like we're really gonna have to take everything that you thought you knew and enhance that or change it, right?
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
that's one thing I try to do too with myself is that I'm always trying to challenge myself. I do have an entrepreneur spirit and I like to grow things. I like to see things from the beginning and then I like to see what they grow into. But I
Mm.
also like get to a point where I'm like, okay, what's next? Yeah.
Right, right. Because you get excited.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, okay, I've been doing this for a while now. What's next?
Right. And then that's like, let's slow down because
Yeah.
maybe your preference cognitively, because I do a lot of stuff with cognitive functions as well with personality types. I can explore within my values, and that's what I need to bring my game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
That's awesome. So, Chris, I'm going to stop us because I want to make sure that we save all of this juiciness for our
yeah. Okay.
next segment. Okay. So,
Yeah.
guys, I want you to reach out to Chris. I mean, Chris, I'm assuming that you also do virtual, right? I mean, you do virtual, correct?
Yeah, that
Yeah.
definitely be virtual.
Okay, good. So I'm telling you, if you want to know what it is to reinvent yourself, you want to refocus what you're doing, if you want to like reconnect with, who you are and find that within you, to reach Chris, you're going to reach him at coaching and counseling ct.com. Email him at Chris at coaching and counseling ct.com. So it's pretty simple. So, guys, I want to thank you guys so much for watching. This is Neena Perez, and this is Straight Talk, No Sugar Added. That is my boy right there. That is Chris Jackson. He is from Coaching and Counseling in Connecticut. All right. So, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Until next time.